Recording in progress.
E, 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 yeah. How you doing? How you feeling? Y'all see my big ass smile? Y'all see this? Y'all see this big ass smile? I'm not actually smiling. I'm actually upset. I was supposed to get a haircut today, and I got this cotton balls across my hairline and shit. So I'm letting my hair down to mask it. Okay,
You could have kept that to yourself.
No. I had to like fucking it was so sad. I had to stay late to work. But enough about my hair rolls. What's poppin', everybody? My name is Dylan Freddy, aka Coda Sauce. Welcome to another episode of This Sauce Talks, and it's gonna be a pretty interesting show. I'm actually excited about that show, this week's show. But first, I just want to make an announcement. Lance could not make it here with us tonight. So, he has something come up. So we'll catch him next time and whatnot. So Lance, if you're watching, fuck you. No, I'm kidding. I love you, bro. I'm kidding, Lance. Don't beat me up. Okay. So but yeah, but hey, we're all here, we're all rocking, and we're here to have a good time. I think we're not gonna do introductions anymore because I think y'all already know
You niggas
us.
know who I am.
Why
You
is
do.
she so
I'm
blunt
sorry.
about it? You niggas already know who I am.
Because you do.
So,
And if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
Next part,
I still don't know, unfortunately. So
I feel like it's difficult when you see the fucking PFP of a brown rabbit every episode when we're on break.
that's true. Yeah,
It's hard to forget
You see
the
this
whole
gorgeous
Murray.
face.
You just see a nigga
Yeah.
right here.
You just see a queen.
Queen,
A queen,
Psych.
a king, and a furry.
Psych. No, I'm kidding.
This is for you, Frederick.
Wow. She's the only person on the fucking planet that calls me Frederick. That's disgusting.
Yes,
Do I look
because
like a
I like to
Frederick?
disturb.
Do I look like a
In my
Frederick?
mind, I like to disturb your peace. It
I
brings
can
me
tell.
happiness.
I thought us light skin. I thought us light skins had to stick together. Wow. I can't believe this. She's a traitor.
No,
She's a traitor.
you red. You're red bone. I'm yellow bone. We're different.
What the fuck? What's the fucking difference?
If I slap you, I'm gonna see the print on my hand.
You're
not
gonna
gonna
see it on
be
you.
No, it's not. 'Cause I said so.
Wow. We really
Wow.
That should be a debate whenever. So like red bones versus yellow bones, except like we still the same niggas and shit.
I've never heard yellow bone until now.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get yellow bones sometimes. Like one time I got this Uber driver and he was Somalian, right? But he was from Memphis. So he instantly tried to like spit game. I'm like, sir, I'm just trying to go to the store. Like at
You're
the
just
time,
trying to
like
go
that
to
was
the
before I got
store.
my car. Yeah, I was just trying to go to Target. Like that was before I started like driving in Cali. So
Yeah.
he's from Memphis, so he started like talking his shit. He said, yeah, you thick as peanut butter. Oh, you butterscotch yellow bone. I'm like, sir, whose father is
Not
this?
peanut butter.
Grab your man.
So
Yeah, I'm
like
just like, listen. I know I'm very aware. Thank you, but no, thank you, sir.
he
Like,
would have
ooh,
he would have hit
you're
you
old
with
enough to be
that.
my dad. Yeah,
Yeah,
not in a good way.
he would have hit you with that. He would have hit you. You think
Hey,
like peanut
sugar.
butter, but your attitude is like crunchy peanut butter. So- all right, well,
First, I'm sorry that I'm sweet.
right. So we going before we get into today's topic, I just want to like finish the conversation last week. I've officially have heard enough of For All the Dogs,
Mhm.
so I did tell you guys we'll come back this week and talk about if that album is considered to be better than Views. And I've come to my conclusion that, in my honest opinion, I think it does. I think it's better than Views. I like this album a lot. Okay. And I think I like it a lot because I'm a very polarizing person. It's either yes or no. And this album makes me feel like it's either yes or no. You either like it or you don't like it. And I think the people that saying that they don't like it is because they want like old Drake. They want, soft spoken Drake with, the
Mhm.
lyricism and stuff like that. And Drake is like, yeah, fuck that. I'm just on some hood shit. You know what I'm saying?
You
He
know, he's
just
not from the hood.
yeah,
I'm about
he
to
like
say,
Drake, you're from Canada. Nobody in Canada is
Yeah, like
hood.
relax,
Okay,
you're one of
relax.
the
let's keep
least
it a buck.
hood
But I
people
like it.
imaginable.
Yeah. Shit,
Yeah,
he be
I
on
fuck with it.
tracks and popping them bottles and shit. He be cursing hard now, and I'm like,
Like,
I
if you
like
just
this.
need a reminder of like how not hood Drake is, remember any time he's been in the same place as Lil Wayne, and then you'll see the drastic difference in
Oh
niggas.
yeah, extreme
Yeah,
difference.
there's levels to niggatry.
Yeah, there is. But
They are on different ends of the spectrum.
yeah. So, but
Mhm.
Drake is like a beacon of the light skinned community. So he's
Oh
like
my
one of the
god.
founding fathers at this point.
Shut up.
now, what
Oh.
you gonna say? Because I feel like
He's the founding father of being a simp. Love him, but he is
yeah.
being a
So I
simp.
mean,
Sorry.
I don't
Sorry.
know. Yeah. So who knows?
Mm.
Maybe he is. Maybe Drake cry over bitches and shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Drake does.
Oh, I'm
He is
sure he
still
does.
sick. He is
So,
still sick that Rihanna rejected him in front of the
yeah,
whole
that was an L
world.
on the light skinned community and stuff.
I was about to say,
Hold this.
We lost one of the
Hold
greats to the
this.
dark skin community. I'm gonna make this a war. Skin the
I don't blame her though, because ASAP is a vibe. I don't blame
ASAP
her.
is a vibe. I very much like
He's a
ASAP.
vibe.
ASAP, if you're watching this, you need to give me an album like ASAP. Like literally. Give me
That's
an
a bad
Let
album.
him
pun.
enjoy his family.
I've been waiting for this album for years. I've been waiting for this album since testing. ASAP, drop the fucking album. Don't make me start treating you like Isaiah Rashad. We had to beg Isaiah Rashad for an album for 5 years, and this nigga finally stopped being lazy. ASAP, give me the album, okay? Now.
No.
Now, what you gonna say? Because you said that you was gonna say something about this album, like. So what is it? Get it off your chest.
So when we talked last week, we agreed to listen to everything that he's
Yeah.
ever put out, which
did.
I've done.
Okay, and
And
here we go.
I just want to start by saying fuck you, because of you, I've been in my feelings this whole week. Like listen. I'm a Cancer, so I'm already like naturally emotional and very empathetic
Cancerous.
and tune. Depends on who you're asking. And into my feelings and whatnot, but like this just, I'm sitting there crying in my Honda for no fucking reason. That thing happened. I'm crying in my Honda for no reason. And I also will say, the little Adonis feature on Daylight, I wish you wouldn't have said anything because now I can't fully enjoy the song with his ass. Like I'm just like, okay, I gotta skip, or I gotta go to the next song, or like, okay, replay. I don't want to hear his stupid breadcrumb voice. Sorry, Adonis, I don't want to hear your breadcrumb voice.
Okay, I'm
Like,
glad I'm
for
not
the
the villain
dogs.
anymore. I'm glad I'm not the villain. Great.
You're
great
not,
for-
because now I like hear it and I'm just like, ugh, like here we go. Gotta replay it. Like the best part I think is like the Scarface intro, iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, iconic. What was I gonna say? Ooh, I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah. So I listened to everything that he's put out for the last week, which has been a little bit difficult.
Yeah. What was his first album? I think.
Can I go through everything?
Yeah, go ahead, do everything. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. Before we
because I don't want to forget anything, so I wrote my little notes tonight. Okay. So number one, this is the best album I think that he has.
Okay.
Let me finish before you interrupt.
Okay. I'm gonna stay silent. Go crazy.
Mute it. Okay. Take Care. Number one. Okay. Number two, Certified Lover Boy. Stop it. Number three, For All the Dogs. Number four, Scorpion. Number five, Her Loss. Number six, Views. Number seven, What a Time to Be Alive. Number eight, Dark Lane demo tapes. A lot of people forget about that. That was dropped during pandemic. Number nine, if you're reading this, it's too late. Number 10, Comeback Season. Stop it. Number 11, Thank Me Later. Number 12, So Far Gone. I can't stay focused. Number 13, More Life. And number 14, Honestly, Nevermind. I'm done. Now you can speak.
Oh my God! No, you didn't.
But I listen to everything again.
Yo, I might scrap this topic. Oh my God!
Wow.
You wait. Hold up. You mean
this was really hard because I really love Drake.
You mean to tell me that you're putting For All the Dogs over Nothing Was the Same? Like, think about what you just said. You put like 3 other albums over Nothing Was the Same. Think about that. Like this is like Drake
for All the Dogs. Yes, it lets me tap into my inner dog.
I get that, but I also don't. like
this is my ratings. Okay, this is what I feel after re-listening. I will say, I might start doing this more often. It's different to listen to something when it first dropped and then revisit it after some time has gone by, a significant amount of time. And after a significant amount of time has gone by, I feel like So Far Gone, Thank Me Later, aren't my favorite.
Go ahead.
Mute it. Let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
Aren't my favorites. Like, I don't like them as much. And then when it comes to More Life, this is the one and only time. So I'm glad you have it on recording. I will agree with this man. Freddie's right. More Life is just like a little here and there. Like okay. Okay. Like a little here and there, it is cool, but I'm just like listening back, like that was what, like 7 years ago. Like it's just like we could have done without it. And then Honestly Nevermind, he tried for Renaissance. He should have got with Beyonce, and left it to the girls, because that was just a total miss. Once again, a couple of hidden gems, like Jimmy Crooks, of course, but
that's the only hidden gem.
What the fuck is this? Yeah, I'm just listening. I'm just like, it's too much. Like the title, Honestly Nevermind. I thought I was gonna get something else. I thought I was gonna get some dog shit, like, or someone hurt his feelings, But it was nothing like that. Yeah. Disappointment, I will say.
Yeah. Wow. I'm absolutely. Wait, you put
Don't come from my head.
Wait, you put Dark Lane demo tapes over More Life. I have to let this process, because like there's only one song I like off of Dark Lane, and it's that song he had with Playboy Cardi. He was like, "Racks up in my jeans, got it back." Like, and he had the chain like that. That was the only cold song off that album. Other than that, album was totally forgettable. I can't.
I re-listened. I slept an entire week.
Okay, wait. Tell me your top 3 again. Because I'm still mind blown. You said Take Care.
Take Care is number 1.
Okay.
Number 2 is Certified Lover Boy, and number 3 is For All the Dog.
There's no way.
At least For All the Dog is in my top 3.
There is no way. There is no way you putting Certified Lover Boy over What a Time to Be Alive. That's like
I really liked it.
Let me just paint you a picture, okay?
Oh,
that's like
okay.
Putting,
go ahead.
That's like putting Jesus is King by Kanye West over My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's what you just told me. That's what you just told me.
Okay. Going back to what I said, listening to something when it first drops and then coming back to it, now he's dropped new stuff, better stuff. I just finished listening to everything today. So I just finished listening to What a Time to Be Alive today.
Incredible.
And it's good, but I feel like others are above it. Like we need something a little better now. Like I feel like others are above it, and I don't like it as much as I did like when it first dropped. I'm sorry, but I don't. But I do like that balling in the middle of the club, no jersey.
Oh my god.
I don't want no liquor because I've been sipping that jersey.
I love you. I love you a lot. I respect you.
Me too.
But I might just have to go find another co-host. That list. I can't.
You don't mean that.
I can't side with that. No, what's so egregious is that you have Certified Lover Boy over.
I really like it.
Oh, you have Certified Lover Boy over What a Time to Be Alive.
Mm-hmm.
If you're reading this, it's too late. Think about that.
Yeah, I didn't like that one as much either. I didn't like that one as much either. Really, put yourself in my shoes, okay? I re-listen to everything.
You like
I re-listen to everything. I re-listen to everything. Do you know how hard it is for me to criticize anything Drake puts out?
Yeah, but it's also
my man is not my man, but it's my man in my head.
Oh my! Okay.
Like I usually love everything he puts out, except for Honestly Nevermind. That was just no.
Yeah.
Honestly, but for me to really sit here and be a critic and critique it instead of being biased and like, oh, okay, like, you know, I had to take, you know, separate the person from the craft, and that wasn't easy. So please give me my flowers for that, okay? Give me my fucking flowers.
I can't. I can.
Ray can. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
I'm the third party here, as always.
Listen to Comeback Drake. They put Certified Lover Boy over So Far Gone, over November 18th, Houston Land of Eight. Let me just
No. Okay, hold on. So Far Gone does have some gems. I personally like Comeback Season.
Certified Lover Boy.
Okay, I like Comeback Season more than I like So Far Gone. I love November 18th. I listen to it every year on November 18th, but I'm sorry, after revisiting, my opinion has changed.
You treading Gen Z right now. You're
no.
Yeah, you're on Gen Z.
Really?
You eating Tide Pods because there's no way.
I use Tide Pods.
There's no way in my I'm almost 29, y'all. And this has to be one of the most outlandish takes. I done burned 20 minutes of our show. We done burned 20 minutes. And I had to say
about it.
I have a counter, Dylan.
Let's go ahead and just get into our first topic because, you know,
real quick.
Go ahead, Ray.
I have one counter. You said that's one of the wildest takes you ever heard. Nigga, do you remember half the conversations we've had about my takes?
I do. And look,
I have some bad takes.
We do. We say some shit that like make me want to put a knife up to your throat. But that right there.
So I will defend Erica.
Single-handedly.
Thank you.
I have some shit takes. I have some shit takes. I don't think her takes were shit at all. So I will defend her.
No.
Thank you.
There's no way any person that will sit here and tell me that Certified Lover Boy is better than So Far Gone, Comeback Season.
I love it.
Nothing Was the Same, if you're reading this, it's too late. And that collab album that he dropped with Future, unbelievable. That is malarkey. That is incredible. Okay, I could definitely let Dark Lane slide. That shit was garbage. Honestly, never mind, garbage. More Life, garbage. And stuff, but More Life is like top of bottom 3. Okay, but still garbage. Okay. Thank Me Later, Ford, man, but I can't.
I don't like it as much as I used to.
Like, and look, I'm not even trying to throw a nostalgia effect on it. I'm like telling Drake was more lyrically adept. Like, I think that Drake, especially like between the era of Take Care and Views, like everything between Take Care and Views were just sonically better. His lyricism was more creative and playful, and it was like very more like thought out. Drake was saying shit that made me like write it down and go,
damn.
Yeah,
he's cooking.
Like,
he's cooking.
You know, but Certified Lover Boy, I still can't get. I'm not even worried about For All the Dogs, but Certified Lover Boy, Over Nothing Was the Same. That is, somebody can hold that against you. Somebody can blackmail you.
Let me live.
Somebody blackmail you. Well, let's get on topic. We spent 22 minutes talking about this. Let's go ahead and get into the first one because I'm gonna pass out.
Drink your water.
So tonight is gonna be like a little bit different. So you know, Erica has been having this little topic on her mind for quite some time, and you know, I'm gonna be honest, like I'm kind of in the dark about this all day, so I'm gonna let you take it. But I'm nervous now because you didn't told me. You didn't tell me your checklist.
Have faith.
I'm sweating, y'all. Y'all can see the gloss off my forehead. I'm real nervous right now.
Good.
But
sweat.
Yeah, Erica,
oh
go ahead. What we talk about tonight? What's good? What's
sex therapy?
Wait. Wait, I'm so goofy. Sex therapy?
Yes.
Okay. So, wait, that exists?
Yes.
Yes. There's literally therapy for any and everything. Do your research, people.
She's right.
Okay, so like I know there's like physical therapy and mental therapy and emotional therapy, but sex
therapy isn't physical. It is not physical.
So okay,
you're not allowed to sleep with your client.
That's my first question. Like, are you actually like telling people like hearing conversations like why they dick can't get up or anything like that? Like, I had to like.
You want me to break it down?
Yeah, please, go ahead, break it. Go ahead, explain it. You know, and then give us like some more detail because I'm in the lost.
Educate this man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time. Okay. So basically sex therapy, it's not just like about sex, like it's more like it can be like performance wise, like mental, emotional, like physical things. It's basically turning a negative into a positive, whether it's in a relationship, like it could be like couples therapy, performance wise, or like, you know, like something, oh, I want to try something new, spice things up in the bedroom. So honestly, any and everyone can benefit from it. If you are going to sex therapy, it's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, I applaud you for taking that extra next step because most people won't even do that, or you know, some people like don't really like therapy to begin with. But so look, just like a couple things I wrote down. So basically, it's just like a therapeutic strategy for the improvement of sexual function and treatment of sexual dysfunction. It allows people to safely talk in a place, and it helps them through their challenges at like obtaining a healthy and fulfilling sex life. So once again, like anyone can benefit from sex therapy, especially people experiencing sexual challenges or dissatisfaction with their sex life. Okay, is this enough, or do I need to keep going?
Oh no, because I want to get into like a few things, you know. So we're gonna kind of take this piece by piece.
Can I also ask a question? Just out of curiosity.
Go ahead.
Is another part of sex therapy, potentially at least, also include people talking about their relationship with sex, like how they view it, how they treat it, like that kind of thing as well?
Mm-hmm. It's really just like breaking it down, getting down to the nitty-gritty. So it's not just like people hear it and think it's, oh, just like sexual. There's different levels to it. Like there's different sides to it. So it's more than what you think.
So I guess like
It can even be like a confidence builder.
right. So like I guess when it comes to like sex therapy, I mean, have you like how does one like approach it? Because I feel like sex is a very like intimate topic. I mean, except like we throw it around constantly nowadays, but like I think if we actually take it like on a serious notion and stuff, sex is a very intimate topic. You know, some people don't discuss their sex life or are scared to like discuss like challenges with their sex life, you know, with their partners and stuff like that. So I guess for like someone that's having like challenges with their sex life, like what have you seen as far as people approaching like you about it, you know? Or like what are some of the big issues that they bring, like that they talk about, you know, in said sex therapy? So
okay, so let me be clear. I'm not in the profession yet. I'm on my way to the profession. Yeah, so no one like comes to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Like no one comes to me yet, but I mean like people talk to me about things. Like let's say like you know, even friends. And I'm sorry, you said like how do they approach me?
Yeah, like because like I feel like when it comes to sex therapy, like or just talking about their sexual life, especially in a serious manner, most people would be scared shitless. I know me, I would be, you know, because it's just the thought of being judged. I mean, yeah, but it's just the thought of being like judged, you know, like to feel inferior. Because let's be honest, most men, you know, if they have issues with sex, they really don't address it at all, you know, and that's just like it's kind of like I would say like a pride aspect to it, or at least that's what I would think. You know,
it's also like social conditioning. Like straight men, regardless of race, at least in the West, are so brought up thinking that like sex is both a bigger thing than it needs to be and also like an insignificant thing at the same time. Like it's weird. Like so many straight men just treat sex like, oh, I deserve this. It's like you don't deserve shit.
Pussy.
Exactly. Like you don't deserve shit.
If you're lame, you don't deserve pussy.
Exactly.
And I'm not lame.
If you ain't got respect, you don't deserve no pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to put in the work to get to reap the benefits.
Yeah, if you're out here asking for pussy, then, you know, that's probably...
If you're out here paying for pussy, teach his own.
Can I have a crumb of pussy? Please, master.
Please.
Can I have a...
Please.
Can I have a crumb of pussy?
Can I have a sip of pussy?
Can you spare some?
Spare some pussy, Seth.
So, yeah, I mean, go ahead, like, because now I'm really interested. I'm really interested in this. I'm like, there's so much I want to ask. My mind is just exploded.
Come on. But before we dive in, this is a safe place. I'm the first to understand and the last to judge. So don't feel like, oh, like, should I say this? Like, be open. Ask away.
I can't get it up. No kidding.
I genuinely was expecting.
I hope that's not the situation.
I was hoping you were going to say the other side of that spectrum. I thought you were going to say, so I want to get pegged.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. I'm genuinely like, okay, so here's my first curiosity. What made you want to like study sex therapy? Because that's a very like detailed thing to want to study. You know, what piqued your interest in it?
Honestly, I've always been interested in psychology. So like when I started college, I was a psych major, and then like I had a love-hate relationship with it. Like after the first year, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna leave. Like I'm done with psychology. Then I started to be a communication major because like my parents were like, oh, why don't you just do that? But then I felt like I was doing something like that they picked, and I wanted to pick it. I'm like, like this is my life. So then at that point I was undeclared. Then I transferred from San Diego to UNLV, and like you check in with your counselors like every semester, like, oh, hey, like, when you're registering for classes. So I was registering for classes, and I was like, okay, like I need an elective, like what can I take? And then that's my what you call my counselor was like, oh, well, like you need your major elective. So one of them was like sex therapy. I'm like, oh, like what is that? Like, oh, literally, like it's a class like talking about sex therapy. I'm like, that's a thing. Like, yeah. So like I enrolled, and the one that I took like two that semester. So the one that I had initially was like an introduction. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I took it, and the teacher actually was a sex therapist. So she would talk about it. We would have discussions about like erotica. We read erotica. We talked about postpartum, STDs, like, sexually transmitted diseases. And we just like really like chipped the surface.
Yeah.
But I was like so intrigued. I'm like, like I've always been no filter, and I've always been like very comfortable in my own skin, and like I'm a very sexual person. Like I'm comfortable talking about it. Who doesn't enjoy it? But I mean, I'm not like some people, yeah, who doesn't love it?
I know, exactly.
Like I know some people are like what you said earlier, like, oh, well, fear being judged if I say something, or like I don't fear like being judged. Like I'm comfortable talking about it. Even like with strangers, like it's natural. It's just like farting, y'all, and burping. It's fucking natural. Like we all get here some way.
Yeah.
So
Everybody poops.
like, yeah, everybody poops, everybody fucks. So I've just always been like very comfortable, and like always been like a sexual person. And I just love sex, and I love talking about it. So I was like, I really feel like I could see myself like doing that. And that's how I got it.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Shoot.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like, especially like,
thank you.
I think one of those things is, my first thought is, especially going in, like wanting to do a profession like that, is like not having the support from like my colleagues, from like my professors and stuff. Because, I would first think like, yeah, if I bring those up to my professor, or like, whoever is helping me with, my major and my classes and stuff, my first thought is they're gonna be like, this nigga must be on Pornhub. Oh, holy, got a OnlyFans.
What if I am?
Yeah, what if I am? What if my dick is on there for free? So like, it's kind of one of those things that like, man, like, well, first of all, like to have the confidence to want to like pursue that, and be like, well, this is my fucking life and shit. Like, kudos to you, because not a lot of people have that like that layer of confidence. I think the other thing too is when it comes down to sex therapy, you brought up like a good point that like I didn't really think about it, and that's more or less talking about like postpartum and like STDs and stuff like that. Like that's not something that I would have thought that would be in conversation when we talk about like sex therapy, and that could be because I got a smooth brain or something. But honestly, I was more just thinking like when I first like heard about it from you, I was like, so y'all just talking about smashing and how to get better at smashing, or how to get it up, or how to tighten your vagina to make it a bust. So like,
do you fucking Kegels?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like my thought about it was real smooth brain. I was thinking about the physical, but like I was thinking about like the health aspect, which I think that health aspect is actually really important. Because not a lot of people nowadays is like, being very protective with their sex life, whether that's using protection or practicing safe sex and healthy sex, and even kind of getting to the introduction of sex. So, whether you're like a virgin and shit like that, or you're someone that's like asexual who don't really have sex like that and might be uncomfortable, it's kind of, I'm really curious, because now it's like, man, so like what piece am I missing now? Like my brain is not as smooth anymore, so. And
that's the point.
Yeah. So now I guess like, and you say you've like had conversation before, like about like sex therapy to various.
I'm not certified. I'm not in it yet. I'm on my way to
You're on
it.
your way.
But
Yeah, you're working toward
yeah.
it. So
Disclaimer: This is not medical advice yet.
Yeah, don't take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to get sued by Dr. Oz. So
I got you.
all I got is half Subway sandwich and a few packs of hot dogs. But
Bogus.
when it comes to like sex therapy, I guess, when like what do you think is the biggest factor that make people like get comfortable to like disclose this stuff with you?
Someone's really listening to you. Like let's say if I go and like vent to my family or my friends, they already know me, so it's already like they're biased.
Right.
Versus like you come and you talk to a stranger, someone that is not just seeing things one dimensional. We're seeing it like 2D, 3D, 4D, like whatever it may be. We're looking at it from different angles and like really assessing and like psychoanalyzing. So I can't personally say because I'm on the other end. I'm not like, oh, I'm talking to a therapist. I'm on the other end. But the most important thing is to have empathy and just make it as safe of a place as possible. Because if it's not a safe place, people aren't going to want to share. You know, whether that's, I don't know, like you have snacks in the waiting room, nigga. Like, you know, you have a nice candle burning, you know,
so you
have a cozy couch. Yeah, like your office and, you know, is inviting, and then your personality is warm. You gotta be warm and welcoming. You can't be cold. If you're like just cold and like calculated, like who wants to open up to a robot? Like I want to I want to talk to a real person, like someone that's not going to judge me, is going to give me good advice. You know, like they don't know me, so they're going to give me, I feel like, better advice versus, you know, sometimes some loved ones, like, you know, they're biased and they may not give you like the best advice because like they already know you on a different level versus like the stranger doesn't. Yeah. They may have better advice.
Yeah, no, for sure. So now I guess, you know, it's good that you bring up like the comfort thing, because I think the comfort, especially like when it comes to males, because like we said earlier, like, you know, us men, we're not gonna admit like stuff like that, you know, because we're always put in a place that, like, you know, if you're vulnerable, you're soft. That's kind of how like society has like built us, you know, where we can't be vulnerable and stuff.
Especially in the Black community.
Yeah, especially in the Black community. So what do you think is like what do you think is the biggest like advice you could give, you know, to men out there about like being comfortable to like have a topic such as sex therapy or like seek help in regards to it?
Think about bettering your sex life. Like it's like opening the third eye, if you want to call it that, like see it like that. Because I mean, let me not say most. Some guys don't know their way around a pussy, can't find the G spot, can't find the clit, can't stimulate, can't make her come. Like they don't really know what they're doing. It's like the blind leading the blind. Yeah. They need a blueprint. Yeah, and that's okay. Like
they just poking.
Like I would even, I would even be open to sex therapy because like I'm always looking to like spice things up and just like I'm open to therapy in general. So like I would even do it just to like, oh, like, you know, are there some other sexual skills I can do, like something like new I can try, or just like, you know, just curiosity. So I feel like men should think about that, and you don't have to go and tell the world, oh yeah, I'm going to therapy. Like you don't have to tell your boys, oh yeah, I'm going to therapy, or like, you know, like let's say like in the Black community, like Black men get crucified for it, especially. You don't have to tell like your family, or like let's say like your dad might feel a certain way because like, you know, he also is a Black man versus like your mother. She's not going to see it like that, or maybe not as much. That's the one great thing about therapy: patient-client confidentiality.
That's true.
So we may be having sessions, but I can't, as long as you're my client, I can't go and be like, oh yeah, so-and-so talked about this in their session. They're a client of mine. It's totally sealed. It's totally private. It's totally confidential. So maybe like the confidential thing, like will help. And like everyone can benefit from therapy. So it's just being open to it and not being closed off like, oh, I don't need it. I don't need it. We could have all used it when we lost our virginities, when we were first, you know, the first couple of years, the first bodies you may be catching. Like we could
Yeah,
all
first.
use it.
Yeah.
Like it's trial and error with experience. Like you learn as you go. Like that's how I learn. But you know,
Yeah.
you can benefit from it. So
Yeah, it's true.
think of it
Like
as a positive, not a negative.
especially like, you know, if we're talking about like sex in general, like sex is kind of one of those things where like, you know, kind of force fed if you think about it, because we see and hear a lot of it, you know, on a daily basis.
Mhm.
But you know, some people are not taught it like accurately, you know. And I'm not talking about like how to thrust the
Mhm.
female or, you know, suck a dick. That's not what we're talking about. We're just talking about like, you know, like understanding like the anatomy of yourself, like understanding your body, understanding
Yeah.
like, you
Mhm.
know, how things
What feels good, what
work, like
doesn't.
how to protect yourself and shit like
Mhm.
that, like how to prevent yourself from being in like, you know, sexual, like I call it sexual punishment, whether that's be STDs or fucking like having kids and shit at like a dummy young age. And you know, it's just kind of one of those things that we're not really like taught like that. We have resources and like they like some schools teach it,
Mhm.
but you know, I don't think it's like it's helping to the extent, but not like to like
Not
help,
fully.
you know, get your mindset
Yeah.
going. Because for me, I didn't take sex therapy in school. I've never taken it. I didn't lose my virginity until 18, and I lost my virginity 2 days before graduation. Okay, and
23.
yeah, and I only lost it because I was pressured because my homeboys was like, if I didn't lose my virginity and shit, I was gonna be a 40-year-old virgin, and that shit scared the fuck out of me. So I was like, I gotta get some pussy and fast. I was like
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Squidward when he wanted that Krabby Patty. I got to get my hand on the Krabby Patty. Like, you know, I was
Yeah, that's Southern high schools for
yeah.
you.
So yeah, I like lost my virginity at 18, 2 days before graduation. And I'll be honest, like I definitely didn't know what like I was doing. You know, the person I was having sex
Mhm.
with was kind of like controlling everything. I wouldn't even say controlling because like she kind of just laid on the back, but like that's a different thing.
She's like directing you, or she gave you directions. Do this, do that.
Nah,
Lights, camera,
I'm not-
action.
I don't want to go into like full detail of it, but just know she just kind of laid there and when we finished, she was just kind of like, there's no way you're a virgin because like
She
no,
experienced.
there's no way. And I was like, yeah, I'm a virgin, 100%. I ain't never touched pussy lips until this moment. Okay, shit. I don't really know what they look like. You know, I didn't know if they look like overly packed Subway sandwich or a camel's toe.
What are you with Subway tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want Subway?
You trying to eat fresh in a different way, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh God.
You're stupid. Okay.
Yes.
So,
To bounce off what Dylan said real quick,
Yes.
I think another aspect of like the way people are taught about sex and exposed to sex here, like in the States at least, is also really at odds with itself, especially as time's gone on. Because when we were all growing up, definitely still more taboo than not, like talking about sex openly and in public.
Mhm.
That was one thing. But at the same time, so much sex was pushed and sold through multimedia, like movies, shows, like fucking Game of Thrones had like 7 goddamn
Oh my
sex
God.
scenes in
They
it.
were fucking.
That show will make you horny. You can't
Really
you can't watch that show and like not have some shit dangling.
Yeah,
'Cause you're like,
exactly.
damn.
So I feel like it's like as a sex as a topic and just as like something to talk about has been progressing and evolving. It's kind of like a clusterfuck from both sides of the spectrum because people aren't being taught properly, but at the same time they're being overwhelmed with more and more of it, whether they want to or not in most cases. And it just makes people more confused if they finally get to a point of, oh God, what do I do?
Oh yeah, no,
Mhm.
for sure.
How do I even start this? Because I wasn't taught shit, but I've seen something, but I don't understand it.
Mhm.
So,
But
so,
sex sells.
so let me ask
Exactly.
you a question. Let me ask you a question. How
Mhm.
much do you think like the meaning of sex matters? You know what I'm saying? So like the way I look at it, like there's three types of sex. Okay, there's making love, and that's like having that really intimate, you know, union with your partner. Like you guys are one in one in the same. It's very like personal, respecting, shit like that. Sex, which would be the second one, is kind of that middle ground, and this would be like, if you're like just getting in a relationship with somebody, and shut up, Rick.
I know, bro.
But that'll be like, you just like testing waters and just kind of catch a vibe and stuff, but it's not really meaningful. And fucking, which is just, man, I really just don't
Disrespectful.
Yeah,
Fucking like dogs.
I just want to get my dick wet. So,
fucking like dogs.
I literally put in the chat, Eric.
Yeah, this nigga said raw
I put
dog.
raw dog, downward dog, and doggy style.
Why all dogs?
If you don't know, now you know.
Nah, I'm trying not to know. I'm kidding. So I guess like, do you believe like there's like that's an accurate way to describe like levels of sex, or do you think it varies amongst the person, like, or like how do you like feel about like that? I guess
it's more layered than that.
it's more.
I feel like it's definitely more layered. Yeah, it's more. It's more layered than that. When I first started having sex, like I was a late bloomer. Like I wasn't boy crazy in high school, so I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 19 in college, and then I started like having sex. I already had the birds and the bees talk. And like at first I was just, like you're just fucking. Like I wasn't trying to be romantically involved with anyone. Like I was literally like just fucking, and it wasn't like I'm fucking everybody, but it was just like meaningless sex, like meaningless or like casual sex.
Right.
So like, the more experience you get under your belt, at least for me, like the more experience I got under my belt, I'm like, okay, like I like having the more, at that time, more meaningless kind of sex. Like I didn't like having like the feelings kind of attached sex. I did have it with a couple of guys like here and there, and I was like, oh, okay, like, the sex is a little better. And then like as I've been getting older, I'm just like, okay, like I want more like meaningful sex. Like there's even I don't know if y'all heard of it, a blood bond. Have you guys heard of it?
No, I've never heard of
think
that.
I might have, but I don't think I understood what it meant. Because like my stupid ass thought of like fantasy shit, like a blood pact. What the fuck?
This a blood bending.
Your mind is about to be blown. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Do I need a blunt for this?
Yeah, hit it hard. Okay, so
That's what she said.
I hate you. Go ahead.
So imagine raw sex. There's nothing there. And it's as close as y'all can be. Raw sex plus the girl is on her period.
Oh.
And you guys are having raw sex.
Oh,
You create a
okay.
blood bond.
Oh,
That
shit.
Okay.
that sex, whoa.
I've
That's what I
done-
mean. Like there's levels to
Right.
it.
I've done that
Yeah.
before. I've done it twice, but like I've only done it with one person, and like that shit smacks. That one person said gross, so I'm just kind of
I
like.
was just about to say, wait a minute.
I just kind of put them.
But y'all need to keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. Like if you don't keep an open mind when it comes to sex, like I guarantee you're having some basic ass, boring ass sex, and it's not spicy, bitch. And you're
Yeah.
wondering why. We're in the same routine. We're in the same routine. Spice it up, babe. Like you need to do something. Get some toys. Take some his and hers Viagra. I highly recommend it. It's a ride. Just make sure that you have at least 2 days off.
Is there hers
from
Viagra?
life. Yes.
Yeah.
Go to
There is.
Adam and Eve or any other sex store. I personally experienced it myself. It's whoa.
Yeah.
What
no.
does
When I
it
say it's
do?
fucking like rabbits, fucking like
When I
rabbits.
say I was
You don't care about
bricked up,
anything else.
Ray, if I would have ran into a wall, my dick would have passed through it first. I was bricked. Okay.
There is no stopping it. The only thing you stop for is a water break. Maybe food if you guys are end up fucking again and you go to sleep, pass out, wake up, you fucking again.
or a Klondike bar.
Whoa, no, hasn't been me. Hasn't been me. Can't
Nah,
relate.
Yeah, no, it's been kind of like, when it came to like that that him and hers Viagra, that shit is crazy. And I was like firm believer. I
Our
was
shit
like,
is
man, I
like
could get it up.
Euphoria.
Yeah, but like
Euphoria.
after that, cause I had that on my anniversary, and I was just like, oh no, this shit is crazy. And I snuck
You're
that
welcome.
in. I said,
You're welcome.
I said, babe, take this. You know what I'm saying? Take this. What is this?
You can't take it with alcohol though, because
Yeah.
it'll either delay it or it'll block the effect. So typically, like most of them take like 30 minutes to like an hour to kick in. And once it kicks in, boy, y'all better make sure you're somewhere secure.
So it's like an edible.
Yeah, it's
It like when that shit smacks you, you're just like okay. When I get drunk, the liquor goes. It's like that. Like the pill goes, and it's
Wow.
like she's awake, she's activated.
Super pussy.
Pull the lever, drunk.
Roll out, like it's time.
Yeah.
But
Roll
I
out.
highly recommend that. I highly recommend. But Freddie, going back to what you were saying about people not really like being educated, I think that's the most important thing, and that's the biggest mistake people make. And people are always such in a rush to like grow up, and that's the problem. And babies making babies,
Yeah.
and you don't know what you're doing. Like having raw sex, nutty in someone, that's gonna make a baby. Like,
Yeah,
what else do you think it's gonna do, bitch?
That will.
Like,
Unless you just luck up and they have like an
playing a
IUD
game.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to know what you're doing, and you need to know what to beware of, which I was lucky enough, my dad gave me the Birds and the Bees, bless his soul. He gave me the Birds and the Bees, but he made it like, I was like awkward and shy. Like I think I was like 13 at the time. So I was just like, oh, like, oh my God, if I ask this, am I gonna get in trouble? Or like, he's gonna look at me different, like, but he made it such a safe place. I didn't feel like I was talking to my dad. Like I felt like I was talking to a friend. And he's like, if y'all have any questions, like, let me know. Like I'm here to answer your questions. It's better ask me this shit now, so we don't have to talk about it awkwardly later when it doesn't work out in your favor.
Right. See, I didn't have the Birds and the Bees talk, and the reason why is
Same.
because like I was living with my uncle at the time, and like the one day he actually was gonna teach me about it. I was like maybe a sophomore in high school. He made it like feel so awkward that like I just had to walk away. So like I remember like I was just talking about it, and like the main reason why it came up is because like I guess like in 8th grade, I didn't know what masturbation was, but at one time like I remember being bricked up as like a child in 8th grade, and like I had bust for the first time, and I was so fucking scared. I was like, what the fuck? Why's my dick leaking? Is it broken? Like, is it like, what the fuck? And I've never
I remember the story.
Anything. I had never experienced anything sexual at this point, like it was just kind of like the shit happened, I want to say I like discovered porn for the first time, like I want to say like 2 weeks prior to that happening. So like when it happened, I was like so nervous and my heart dropped, and I was in the bathroom like on the floor, like like fucking hands like on my face and shit while my dick is rock hard and shit, like just trying to be like, what is happening, what is going on.
Having an existential crisis.
Yeah, so like 2 years later, I finally came out with him. Like I finally like told him like what happened and shit, and this is 2 years later. Okay, I had told him like what happened. He was like, oh, like, well, it's time for us to have the Birds and the Bees. And he asked his wife, he's like, Dana, go give me a banana and a condom. And I'm like,
oh my God.
And I was just like, oh nah, like nah. So like that conversation ended, and yeah, like I just practically like everything sexual, like I've just had to like experience it like on my own. So like when I first started having sex and shit, like definitely like once I experienced sex, like that shit is addicting. I don't think people like really realize, but like if you don't keep it in check, like that shit is so fucking addicting. When I say like
sex addiction is a real thing.
When I lost my when I lost my virginity, and open space here, like this is me getting like real personal stuff. But when I lost my virginity and shit, I was very much like wanting sex, especially with what I was going to. Like it was a coping mechanism, because I had a lot of shit going on in my life at that time. So like I would literally quite literally just be fucking people and not even getting their fucking name. Like I would just be like, hey, how are you? Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And then like, hey,
Boom.
you down to me? You wanna fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, can I scratch that coochie? And yeah, like
Scratch.
yeah. So it's like, man, sometimes I didn't even get the person name. You know,
Mhm.
I was so, and I'm gonna be honest, I was on some deadbeat shit. Like, I didn't have a car or anything. You know, I was just on campus. They would just come on campus or fucking they pick me up and drive me to the house, and then they drop me back to my dorm at 6 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah, I was really like, it's like whatever. And then at one point, like I had to realize, like, damn, this shit is not really like the move. You know, this is like
A realization.
what really was the realization is that like someone on campus had came stop me while I was going to class one day because I was very noticeable on campus in college because I had this big ass BMO book sack that I wore everywhere, and I used to skateboard. I used to longboard, so you could not miss me on campus. Okay, and this chick noticed me going to Griffin, and if you went to UL, and so you know exactly where I was going. So I was going to class, and she stopped me, and I like literally just grilled me, like pulled me apart. You know, so
What?
that was
What did she
yeah.
say?
Like she was just like, yeah, you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all you wanted was some pussy, and you blocked me and shit. And that's exactly what I did. You know, got some pussy, blocked her, cried in my bed, and shit. Continued the cycle. So like, yeah, I was really on some fuck shit at that time. I'm like, that's not, I'll just be totally blunt. But two, like, I really wasn't even like thinking about like the repercussions too, like because
Mhm.
I wasn't educated on it. You know, I was just like, oh shit, well if I have sex, and if I just pull out, it is what it is, Not that if your dumb ass like you can't just be smashing every person in the book, fucking every single day. Like,
Mhm.
you gotta take care of yourself. So it was a big thing. And then after like I literally had to break out
Yeah.
of it, and I went to therapy for that shit. Like, because that shit was it was definitely like life changing, I guess you would say. Like it was very something that I had to like deal with that not a lot of people were like comfortable talking about. I wasn't comfortable talking about it until like, roughly 2 years ago when I was like, well, fuck it. Like that shit happened. Well, not like it happened so long ago, but at the same time, like I was more like smarter about it, because
Yeah,
I
they're more
really didn't
present.
give a fuck at the time. I really didn't care, like if man, like the possibility of getting somebody pregnant and shit like that, and just like not being able to finish college, and like I just didn't give a damn. I was just like, man, it's pussy. It feels good. Like let's continue on. So I would say that like if anything, I wish like I would be having this conversation with myself, 10
With your younger self.
Yeah.
10 years ago, because man, like
It's a slippery slope.
it's a slippery slope. It really is. Like you
Mhm.
can really get lost in it, and then also it's just I don't think people realize just how much it's affecting not only them but like the other person. You know what I'm saying? Especially on a emotional aspect. Like, some people
Mhm.
don't view
Sex is very emotional.
yeah, it's very emotional. Some people like can have many meaningless sex, and that's fine. If you're just having casual sex, cool. But sometimes like the way that you may navigate it and stuff, that might be the big issue because you could practically be
Mhm.
like coaxing somebody into like saying that you're comfortable with them, and then you have sex, and then next thing you know you just don't talk to him ever again.
Yeah, like you can quite literally gaslight someone with sex.
Yeah, 100%.
Mhm.
100%.
It's easy to do, but I
Hey,
feel like we all go through that slippery slope. Like I went through my phase where like you said, like, oh, I'm new to the sex scene, like I wanna have sex, I wanna have sex. I wasn't doing it like you, to each his own. I wasn't doing it like you, but I was just like very like more I still have a high sex drive, but more like I need it. Versus like now I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, so it was a learning process, and like I'm definitely glad I got the experience under my belt, and like, you know, I know what I like, and I'm not having meaningless sex anymore.
Right.
Um, because I feel like, you know, also, yeah, it's great to have sex, but it's like your body's a temple. Like, not anyone should have access to it, and you should be like very particular about who can and who can't.
Right.
Like, because for me, more so, like I was having meaningless sex with like I'm a Cancer, so we don't really we lose interest in people if like there is no connection. Like if I don't see you're gonna serve like my needs, and when I say that I mean like my emotional, you know, needs and whatnot. Like you're not gonna be that emotional aspect for me. Like I don't see us working out. Like instantly meaningless sex, like instantly, like it's nothing. If I can't see myself with you, like instantly, it's meaningless sex because like I'm not trying to date you. I'm not trying to be your girlfriend. I'm not trying to be your wife. Like it's nothing like that. Instantly meaningless sex. So I don't know. I guess it just like depends on the person. Versus like now older me, I'm like 27 now. So like now like older me, like I want to date to marry, and I don't want to have meaningless sex. Like I rather like having like sex when you're in love, like that really intimate. That's like my favorite. The disrespectful, just raw, that's great too. But like the real intimate, like making love and all that, like I like that because that speaks to me. It's like
Right.
speaks to my love language and whatnot. So
I would also say if you're in like a romantic relationship and you just had that genuine connection with the person, you can have both of those kinds of sex with that person.
Yeah.
oh,
And
you
both
definitely
ways,
can.
exactly, in
Yeah.
both ways,
Yeah,
it feels even
you
better.
definitely can.
Yeah.
You definitely
Yeah.
can.
No, for sure.
I welcome it more. I welcome it more. Like
Exactly. Because it
don't
feels
you
more
don't have
safe
to
at the same
ask.
time.
Yeah, it's a safe play. You don't have to ask. Just bend it over real quick.
Bend
Just go
over real
ahead.
quick. Just drop it in at 4
You don't have
a.m.
to ask. You know, like on the washer. What? Like
Oh no, step bro.
Oh my God, no.
yeah, like yeah.
No,
It's like okay.
I guess my last thing, you know, is more on the topic of like being in a relationship, like having a healthy sexual relationship with your partner. You know, how do you like
Mhm.
as far as that goes? What do you think will be the most important thing to keep your sexual relationship with your partner like in good raps? You know what I'm saying? Because there's been times where, you know, I work myself to the ground and like I don't want sex at all. Like, you know, and
Mhm.
I'm not afraid to admit that. Like it's just like I work long days. So when I get home I'm exhausted, you know? And sometimes
Mhm.
like I don't want sex to be an exercise, okay? I don't like want it to just be like, "Hey, we're having sex because we need to do it," you know?
It needs to
So
come natural.
right. So, what do you think is the most important thing to keep a healthy sexual relationship?
Communication.
Communication. Yeah.
The magic word.
Yeah, yeah. And when I say that, I mean like you say, you made a good point. Like I'm tired. I work these long days. Yeah, we're in a relationship, but like that doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get pussy all the time. Like don't get me wrong, like I'm not gonna be like no and be a bitch just cause. But like you said, like I might not be feeling good, I might be tired and whatnot. It is okay to say no. Like don't you shouldn't be peer pressuring your significant other to have sex. Like no means no. Okay. Consensual sex is the right sex, and you can't like make the guilt trip the person, make them feel bad into making them have sex with you. Like that's just wrong. So definitely communication, spicing things up, don't get in a routine, and knowing each other's limits and boundaries, like what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do. And if you're into the 50 shades of gray shit, having a safe word, you know, or you like really like vocalizing, hey, I like this, can you do this? Or like, hey, can we try this? Or like, I don't like that so much.
Yeah. My safe
That's the
word is
most important thing.
cosmopolitan.
Yeah. And don't try things like I know some people like will have like threesomes or whatever. Like sometimes it's like the girl doesn't really want it, it's like the guy does, and she'll do it for her man, but she doesn't really want it. Like don't feel pressure into it just because like the other person wants it. Y'all both have to want it, because that is not for everyone. Like that
Yeah.
can make or break a relationship, and it's not for the weak. So
Yeah,
if like I
polyamory
know
is
for sure
crazy.
I'm not on board with that shit. Yeah, I'm not on board with that shit. Teach his own. But I wouldn't like I would put my foot down like I don't like this. I don't want to do this. Which is my question for y'all. How do we feel about threesomes and open relationships?
Don't like him. I'm selfish. Okay,
Me
I'm
too.
selfish.
I like as I am now, I think I'm a monogamous person. Like I don't really think I'm a poly kind of person.
Yeah, I think the only way, like, I would want to like be in some type of relationship like that is if I know 100% that my wife is like interested in like the person that she wants to be in a relationship, because it's not gonna be about me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if she 100% interested in that person and shit, and then like I am too, like then that's a different story. But
Yeah, that's exactly
99%
what I
of
was
the
gonna
time,
say.
nah, like yeah, I'm fucking selfish. Like we're married. That pussy is mine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
You wrote your name on it?
Yeah,
You wrote your name on it?
I'm gonna go.
I'm so sorry, Deja.
Yeah, I'm about to go I'm about to go write a Sharpie on a pussy later tonight. Like, property of Dylan Freddy.
Deja slapped the shit out of him.
I was about to say.
Slap the shit out of him.
Oh no, she said amen.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that. So,
I mean, hey, she knows what she likes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you for like bringing this up. I think like this was very insightful. It's actually like now I want to talk about it like even more. But,
we can have
too. Yeah,
or we can keep going for a little bit if y'all want.
I could absolutely. I could give y'all like a whole different perspective just because I've only had sex once. And I will just say this. The way I learned about sex at 13 or 14 up until I was an adult, 4 simple letters. IMVU.
No, man.
Now I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. What do you mean only once?
I've only had sex once.
Is this a choice?
I mean, yeah. Like it's a thing of my first and only time was with my ex, who I was still very chill with, like before she moved out of state for school, like higher school, and just to like, live her own life. And I was still working at Emerald's before COVID happened. One night I was just breaking down like the kitchen, and she was just like, "Hey, come over." I was like, "Okay, sure. Why? You know why?" I do.
Period. She wants that dick.
Yeah, like quite literally, like I drove over there after work. I stopped at a Circle K to get condoms, and then I went to her campus dorm.
Man.
And like I enjoyed it. It was not super long, and like it was interesting in the sense of I enjoyed it. I think we both enjoyed it. It was much shorter than I thought it would be, but I also knew to expect that because it was my first time. And at the same time, was like it was weird because it was also kind of weird for me, like in the aftermath, because it stirred up emotions again. And then I'm just like, wait, she's seeing someone else and or just not trying to see anyone right now. She's just trying to like enjoy herself. And I'm just like, you know what? Let me just tap that down and be reasonable because I know that's not what she wants. And then after that, like, after getting that first taste, shockingly, I mean, I was already like 24, like 23, 24. So like, it's not that shocking, but I think it's just also part of my personality that I didn't start suddenly craving it to the point where I would start trying to hook up with people because I'm not the hooking up sort of type. Like if I am with someone and having sex with them, I would 99% prefer it to be someone I'm romantically involved with and I genuinely have an emotional attachment with.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I commend that because shit, me, you already know.
It's busting. When you got emotional connection, it's busting.
I hope so.
Yeah,
and part of like I think part of what shaped that, besides just how I grew up into me, was when I was younger, like I said, I learned about sex through Do you know what IMVU is, either of you?
It's like
No.
it's like a computer game. Like it's
Yeah,
like the
it's
Avatar
like
game.
do you either of you know what I know you know, Dylan. Erica, do you know what VR chat is?
Mm, no.
Okay, that's fair. Basically, IMVU, VR chat, even Second Life, they're all like these games that are basically like virtual spaces where you make an avatar and you can basically just go around and interact with people and like do a bunch of stuff. You can play games, you can fucking role play, there's a bunch of shit. And I got introduced to that by a friend who was like messing around on there and he was like, "Hey, you want to just like I pull up like I'm gonna pull up this game. We're gonna like do some weird shit and see how like what happens." And it was basically like sex RPing as like a woman with
Oh,
another
I
woman.
saw that. I saw that in Black Mirror, I think.
Yeah, like it's something like that,
Okay.
less dystopian.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my first exposure and like education, for lack of a better word, because I didn't get an actual one, was learning about sex through like sexual RPing on IMVU. And like it slowly developed from there because that's also where I discovered what furries were. And I slowly like adapted to that. And then like over time it grew. I was at like 14, 15 years old on fucking IMVU, like sex RPing buku fucking people. And like as a horny teenager, I was like, this is the best I'm gonna get, and I'm okay with that. And then eventually I upgraded to fucking Second Life, which is like a much more complex one where you can have a lot more complex characters and continued from there. Like
Yeah.
most of my quote unquote experience with anything sexual has been digital. It's been like parasocial essentially with people
Mhm.
I've never physically met. Like my last serious relationship started through meeting someone through Second Life and fucking on Second Life.
Yeah.
And then it ended up becoming romantic afterwards, which I didn't expect because for the most part, like when I've used Second Life for that, like I'll try to make friends, obviously, but at the same time, it's like I meet most of those people under the context of do you want to fuck here and there? And usually as a yes. I didn't expect to say yes to this person, and then I end up in an actual relationship with him.
Right.
So like my experience with like sex and my sexuality and like just all of that shit is very different because it's been dyed and molded by the internet because I didn't have the physical like aspect of it because of when I was younger I was even more anxious and shy than I still am at 28.
Right. Right. For sure. Well, like I have one other topic, but I think we're gonna stick on this topic for the rest of the show. But by God,
Yeah.
we gotta take a break.
We
'cause,
had to.
Yeah.
like shit, like, we've been talking for almost an hour 15 and shit, and I still has a lot to talk about. And also, Ray, I'm hijacking the Spill the Sauce today because I thought of something that like I think I want to see what Erica's opinion is on
Go
this.
for it, buddy.
So
Okay.
yeah. We'll be back in 5 minutes and come back. We're going to continue this episode of Sex Therapy, brought to you by Erica. So, very excited. Don't touch that dial and stuff. We still have plenty to talk about. We'll be back in 5 minutes. So, see you soon. see my badass son?
Sure.
Yeah, want to see my badass son? Want to see my Adonis?
my competition, my competition.
Hey,
A
Bob.
baby.
Look,
Breadcrumb, I have my eyes on you. I'm waiting for you to fuck up.
Look, baby
I'm gonna
sauce.
take your place.
Not take his place.
Yes.
he sees
Money
my
for
watch.
fun.
That's why. Look at him. My little baby
He's so
sauce.
fucking cute.
Yeah, he light skinned
Potato. No,
Light
that
skin.
boy is red.
That boy is red. Nah, he a crystal ball.
That boy is a red ball.
Yo.
All right, you had your time to shine. Holla at your boy.
Damn.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get into spill the sauce. I know, Ray, I told you I was gonna hijack it, but it's actually kind of on the topic of sex therapy, and it's actually talking about foreplay. I want to see what your opinion is on this, okay? But I think, I think foreplay is the most important part of sex, and also it's my favorite part. It's also my favorite part. So
I agree, and it is.
I agree, and it is. Well, so Ray sides with me? Oh my God! Wait, wow, woo, baby.
And I agreed with you in the same episode. Damn.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. I'm winning the match.
Majority rules.
Wow. I'm gonna go to bed so smooth tonight, y'all. I'm gonna be in cloud nine. But I think that
Live it up.
I think that foreplay is so important, and I the reason why I enjoy foreplay so much because I think foreplay kind of forces you to like be intimate, to like explore, you know, to get to know like your partner's body and stuff like that. And it's just one of those things that is like I've always viewed it as a very like important part of sex because any man could sit there and just go like, you know,
Pelvic thrust.
Yeah, thrust. You know? No, let me squat a little bit.
Oh, my bad.
Any man could do that. Yeah, bitch, take it. Like any man could do that, but like, you know, it takes experience to like understand like a female's body or like your partner's body. You know what turns them on, what's their G spot, like, you know, what turns them off and shit. Like that's where like foreplay comes in for me, because it's like if you know what that is and how to get in there, like the rest is self-explanatory. I feel like foreplay is the answer to the test, you know. So
it's the cheat sheet.
It's the cheat sheet.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So when I was first like getting into sex and, you know, well into my sexual career, I've come to learn that I know I made it sound like a job.
Man, yeah, that's why I'm laughing.
Here's my sex resume.
My sex resume. But like getting into sex and becoming more experienced with it, I've learned that, you know, foreplay was a huge thing, you know, whether it be, you know, anything dealing with these bad boys or you know, oral sex and shit like that. So
Foreplay is the play.
Yeah, like, and once like I've learned like exactly what arouses my partner and stuff, like, you know, whether it be through oral sex or foreplay, like you know, fingering and shit like that, etc. It was game over. Cause after that, like once I actually like got in, I was locked in. Okay, I was like Tom Brady in the fourth quarter. You know, like we about to clutch this game. So you know, foreplay is huge, and I don't like, and maybe this may come off as like, you know, kind of assuming like people's sexual life, but I don't think a lot of people like, you know, take foreplay serious enough, or they just not educated in enough to like to actually like do it, you know?
No, I'm pretty sure you're right.
So, I mean, yeah, somebody else could chime in, maybe.
Like,
You know,
I've
prove me
seen,
wrong.
like, don't quote me, obviously, but like, I remember I've read articles, I've heard people who do their research talk about just how god awful so many men, especially straight men, treat foreplay. Like they treat it
Oh,
as an afterthought.
they
They treat
rush
it
it.
exactly, they rush it. They
Oh,
treat it as like flippantly as they treat putting on a condom. Like pretty much. Like it's not a second thought. For them, it's like getting themselves ready more than getting their partner ready
mhm,
and themselves ready. It's like it's a thing. The point of foreplay, besides just the pleasure and enjoyment of doing it with your partner, is to get you both somewhere where if you're going to engage in penetrative sex, then both of you are at a point where you can both fully enjoy it, and like no one has to force or fake anything.
Right.
mhm.
Right. No, I
I have a
totally
lot
agree.
to say.
So, no, yeah, go ahead.
Go
ahead.
off,
I know.
queen.
I have a lot to say. Thank you. So it's basically like if the car doesn't have oil, it's not gonna work. And that's something that the
It's
young
gonna ride
ones,
rough.
the young boys, really need to learn. Like I feel like everyone maybe goes through this, maybe not. But at least for me, like when I first started having sex, I was having sex selfishly. Like I wasn't so much worried about the arousal because I was inexperienced. Like um I didn't know what I was doing. It was, just gaining experience as I was going. So I wasn't so much focused on, okay, like, am I pleasing him? I was more like worried about myself. I was just like, okay, like, he needs to do this. Like, oh, I want this. And I didn't care about his nut. I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't care about his nut. But after getting experience under my belt, it is so important to get each other there. It can't just be a one-way street. And it can't just be a one-way street. Let's say like, oh, only one person gives head. If you're not giving head, grow up. I'm not dealing with you if you don't give head.
Delicious.
And
So-
yeah, you need to grow up. Basically, you need to grow up. Like
Get the
it's
fuck out of here,
phenomenal.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
No matter what sex you are, it's phenomenal. I highly recommend trying it. So it's so important, like, to not rush that process. And I find it's like in a lot of people, mainly men, sorry, they
No, we're
rush
the
it.
worst.
Like, yeah, like
Yeah,
slow
man,
down,
I
bro. Like,
But like,
yeah,
but
like relax, like slow down. Like we'll get there. You're like a fucking dog, just like licking. Like, calm down. Yeah, like down, boy, down. Like that, like you gotta build the
Got the
suspense.
spray
You gotta
bottle.
build the appeal, the sex appeal. Like you gotta set the mood. Like bring the sexy vibe. It can't just be like okay, like It
Exactly.
needs to be more than that. And if you're still fucking like that, and you're I don't know, like in your late 20s, 30s, whatever, get some sex therapy,
I'm about to
please.
say.
Educate yourself. Practice on a blow up doll something because people are gonna talk about you. You're gonna be in the group chat next. Okay,
yeah.
I'm trying to
think-
help.
You know
People
what I
need to
think?
get-
You know, I think a big part of that is too, is that so when we nut, we're one and done and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
we on
Ugh,
cool down
hate
for
that.
the next 20 minutes. So like once we
That
get
cool
that
down
up,
time.
we just I'm gonna give me a sandwich.
Oh.
Like so
That's
I
when you
think
have
that-
like the
Oh,
best
no.
ideas.
yeah, like girl, you want some Sunny D? Want some Sunny D? Like I think
You
that's
want a
what it is.
Sunday?
Shoot, yeah,
Girl, you want some
Capri Sun?
vitamins?
You want Capri Sun? You thirsty? I'm thirsty. Like,
I'm
so,
thirsty.
but I've also
Oh,
come in,
God.
like I've learned that quick. Like especially like in my whole phase and shit was that for me to like enjoy sex as long as possible was like making sure that whoever I was having sex with like was enjoying it. And also I didn't like I was almost borderline forcing myself not to like, end it quick. So I was like, if I was like ready to not be like, I would do
Yeah,
some
hold
shit.
that fucking knife.
Yeah, I'll do some
Hold the
shit
fucking
that
knife.
will like fucking, stop me. Like one time I almost threw a bitch off me. I was like, ugh! Like, just thrust my thigh and shit. She's like, what the fuck? I was like, oh man, I caught a Charlie horse.
What the fuck?
I'm over here lying the fuck.
You
I just
threw her?
pictured Dylan. I
You
just
threw
pictured
her?
No, I didn't
I
know
just-
her.
Stop.
Dylan.
I
Wait,
like shrugged her off. I was like, ugh. Like,
Dylan. Wait. So the image I
No.
got in my head when you said
No.
that was just like you had your
No.
hands on her sides.
No.
He's like,
Yeah.
If a nigga is throwing me not in a sexual way and just like, I'm getting the fuck out of there. So I'm like, what are we trying to
Look, I had
do?
to play it
Are
off
you trying
too
to mean me
because like
harm?
I was like,
No.
I was like, hold up, I'm about to nut and this shit is too good. I was like, oh no, like,
Oh gosh.
Ah!
Surprise, bitch.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
That's why
That is terrible.
I think men need to learn how important the concept and practice of edging is.
Yeah,
Learn the
nah,
parts
like,
of the kitty. Learn how to get it stimulated. Practice.
I was
Buy a fucking
stimulated.
pocket pussy if you need to.
No,
Okay.
I was like, this shit is not ending right now, and I was just like, no, like, and then like she asked me, I was just like, yeah, I caught a Charlie horse in my thigh, like, you know what I'm saying? Wow, crazy,
God.
right? Like that shit. Like,
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all had a bad sexual experience?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have a horrible one.
I have an awkward one.
Oh God!
Do tell. Do
I
tell.
hope it's not the one. I'm thinking about that Ray told me like.
I will not use the girl's real name because I don't want to possibly put her on blast. But an old friend of mine and I had like kind of a connection in the way of for a while we would like fool around here and there. And for a time I was just like, I kind of wished like that she would stop. Like she dated like two bum ass niggas that did not treat her well in a row. And between each of those, all of our mutual friends are just like, girl, stop being stupid and give Ray a chance. You know he's the last person that will treat you poorly. Meanwhile, I'm just like, y'all fucking me up, and I am the most anxious motherfucker.
King. Yeah, shout out King.
But yeah, like she was, I was interested, and a few times like we kissed a bit, like some like top surface stuff. And one time we were hanging out at my house, and then I drove her back home to her apartment. And we were pulling up to the apartment, and then we pulled up a little further around the corner and stopped the car and got into my back seat. And she gave me a boob job, and it was awkward.
The boob job?
Yeah, like yes, like banana between.
Between two basketballs.
Motorboat?
I don't know what the proper way to say that is, but no, like
I'm sorry, that's what I think when you paint that picture.
Yeah, that's fair, but like penis between breasts. But
okay.
Yeah, like I don't know
I know what it's called. I just can't remember it right now.
Yeah, like I feel like there's a proper term for that, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
Is it just like a boob job or a tit job?
Yeah, it's just a tit job.
It's titty fucking.
Yes.
Titty fucking.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like that.
Just titty fucking.
It was that in the back of my old car that had less room than my current car, even though they're both Toyotas.
You make it work though?
It worked as good as it could. And like I enjoyed myself. I think she enjoyed herself. But like after that experience, I was just like, why does anyone do shit in the car? Like, there's not enough room for that shit.
Yeah, you're right. I lost my virginity in the back.
Unless it's got like a van.
Damn.
Yeah, I lost.
The car sex be hard, especially if you're tall. Like I deal with tall niggas, so.
But hey, when you have good car sex, it's good car sex. Ain't nothing like when you fucking in the car and the windows start getting foggy. Yeah.
Y'all fucking for real.
Yeah, all that sex juices everywhere. Got the air marinating.
When you hotbox yourself with your girl's pussy juices.
Shit, put on some deodorant, baby. We about to have a quick workout. Shit.
Put the air fresheners up. They'll be fun.
Fucking Chevy Malibu.
Oh my god.
Nah, I had an actual bad sexual experience before, and yeah, it was unfortunately very like foul. So remember, this was like roughly right before I started like dating my wife and shit. I was, talking to this chick and stuff, and she was practically like, "Oh, like, you know, I like, I want to fuck," and I was just like, "All right, cool, whatever. Like, it is what it is." So it's like hanging out and shit, and like, guys start having sex, blah blah blah, and at this point, I have never done anal. Like, I've never like, had a chick that be like, "Oh, put it in my ass." Like, I want to do anal and shit. So that was I was really like new to that, because at first I was just like you want me to put this pork sausage in your ass? Like, come on now. Like,
I really wish you hadn't said that.
I'm sorry.
Mm.
But yeah, so like, we're I'm trying to do the thing, so I was just like, okay, I'll go ahead and partake in said activity. And yeah, I'm like, now keep in mind, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's pitch black in this room roughly, so like you really can't see anything. So we started doing it and stuff, and after a while, I'm like, what's that? Man, it smells kind of peculiar, like, and come to find out and shit, apparently she ain't like, clean her brown, her pink, like her stinker and whatnot. She ain't clean it good enough. So like, y'all, I had like stopped. Okay, now keep in mind, she's like I'm doing this like doggy style. So like I'm literally like right behind her and stopped, and I pulled my dick out, and it lit immediately. I got blasted with the smell of shit, y'all.
Oh.
Like, so like she practically, like, let's just keep it a dub. She practically shit on my dick, y'all.
I was about to say, it sounds like she basically sharted on you.
There's no beating around it and shit. Thank God I was wearing a condom, like, at the time.
Yeah.
But, like, it smelled so crazy. Like shit and rubber, not a great aroma. So, after that, like, I quit. I don't know what the fuck I said to get out of that situation, but I made, like, a quick lie. I was like, I think my apartment's on fire or something like that. Like, I don't remember what I lied about, but cause I lived on the third floor of the dorm and she stayed on the first. So I practically busted my ass out to get out of there. I remember I took a shower for like 45 minutes after that.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, so I really hate anal because of that. Like,
God,
that shit scarred me. I was like, why would you ask that? And your ass is still shitty. Like, you ain't wash your ass like that, And I didn't talk to her like ever again. Like, we would pass on campus, and she'll kind of just, I think she like realized like exactly what the fuck happened that night. Because every time we passed on campus,
she's embarrassed.
She would be embarrassed. Like, she like, I was like, man, you gave me a shitty dick and whatnot. so yeah, unfortunately, I had to deal with that. And that was actually my only like bad like sexual like incident and stuff, but it just really scarred me to the point to where like I was just so scared to like want to do like anything revolving that, you know what I'm saying? So
I don't blame you.
I'm not eating no ass and shit like that. I'm not eating no booty like grocery, and I'm not putting shoot. It's always gonna be in a pinker, not in a stinker, okay? Because I'm scared if you don't clean that stinker out and whatnot, you could be entitled to compensation, okay? so yeah, that was fucking rough, man. But for the most part, I like. Sexual partner, like my sexual partners are like pretty decent, I would say most of them were like tame, or like it was enjoyable. I didn't have like no crazy bitch jumping off the top rope on my dick, like I didn't have shit like that, but like
the people's elbow, but with sex.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I've had like for the most part, like my sexual interactions have been like very very rare, like well and stuff. And I'm a person like, hey, like in sex, like let's be brutally honest with me. Like, is it good, is it bad? Like, what can I do to like make this more enjoyable. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, once I get my nut, that's it. Like, I'm gonna be like a fucking mummy. I'm just yeah, like I'm over. Like once I turtleneck, it's over. I'm just
Once I turtleneck.
Yeah, like it's over after that. Like so
I hate you so
before we
much.
get to this point, let me know. What do you want to like? What do you like? What do you want to do? Like, what do you like? What you don't like? Shoot, if you want me to continue some shit, look, I'll be honest. I love my fucking oral. I do. Shoot, it's something about the taste of kitty that just I shouldn't use the word kitty, but
the
it's-
cooter.
Dylan, you know what you sound like just now when you said that? You sound like in an RPG where it says, "This is the point of no return. You
Yeah.
may want a hard save now before you keep
no,
going."
yeah.
That is quite literally
Maybe
what
I
you
shouldn't use
just
the
said.
word kitty, but you know, yeah,
The
man.
cooter.
Yeah,
That's
the
another.
cooter,
The cooter.
the charcuterie board, like that.
The charcuterie board.
That shit.
Oh god.
If you're a male and you're not eating coochie, man,
Grow
Don't
up.
keep DJ
You
Khaled.
don't have facial hair.
grab.
You don't have facial hair, and you
You
must smell like
chill.
onions.
Every man watching the show should go out and eat some coochie tonight. Go eat your favorite flavor of coochie.
And treat the clitoris with care. It's
Yeah,
that
treat
shit
it
is
with care.
sensitive.
Don't bite it
Yeah.
like it's a blueberry.
Don't hurt
Like,
her.
He over there talking about.
A slight bite is welcome. Don't like vampire the shit. But
an
yeah,
asshole.
slight
If you
bite
piss-
is welcome.
If you piss me off during sex, I'll flick your shit.
Like the best
Like-
comparison I've heard about like the sensitivity of the clit is essentially like, you know how sensitive the tip of the dick is, and multiply that by like 100. That's
Yeah.
the clitoris.
I had
Yeah.
I had to realize that because like, well, I'm on part like I'm big into like finger stuff. Like you see that dexterity. So
Some long ass fingers.
So like when it came down to like fingering and stuff, like once I like figured out like where the clitoris was, I just immediately go like just tunnel vision and be like, I'm about to treat this shit like a doorbell, and I just
Oh.
so like yeah, they be like, stop, like and I'm over here.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, girl, I
Oh,
didn't found
God.
it. I didn't found your fucking trigger button. It's over for you. Okay. Say
Yes,
some-
the right
say some
trigger.
shit, bitch. Say some, okay, I'm not saying it like that, but yeah, in my mom like.
I
say some
hope
shit, bitch.
not. You're gonna get your ass smacked.
Yeah, she over there, like she trying to run from me. She like,
She just throws your head aside.
No, I did that shit. And I can't make this shit up. I got hit by a lamp. I've gotten hit by a lamp because of that. I dated somebody that went to LSUE, and I went to a dorm, and she was a virgin until she started dating me. And so we were having sex, and like, you know, I'm like, ooh, I'm about to put these motherfucking fingers on her. I'm a musician, so you know that dexterity on 99, okay?
The
So-
pianist fingers.
So yeah, so I'm like going crazy and shit like that. And next thing you know, I look up and she's like looking at me like she's like, oh shit, like he going crazy. I'm like, I'm about to go even crazier. And immediately I like start tickling like her clit. She's like, and like, I kid you not, in a 3-second span, she like practically choked me with her thighs and like reflex and grabbed the lamp. and hit me in the head with it. So, like,
What?
yeah, and so yeah, that stopped that. I was just like, oh no, we're done. So I'm like, nah. I just got treated like a cartoon character. I just got my shit right by her lamp.
Oh.
You know, I look like Homer Simpson getting rocked with this fucking lamp. You know, so
Fuck.
yeah.
How did you get up and leave?
Oh my god.
Well, I didn't leave. I
How
stayed the
did-
night. That was the day.
You
I
dumbass,
was-
you still left
So here I am, 3 a.m. in the fucking bed. She's sound asleep, butt naked.
with a
Here I am, butt naked,
concussion.
too, just like,
Oh my god.
man.
With a concussion.
Yeah, just a minor fucking concussion. Just, man, I really just got clocked with a lamp. A fucking lamp.
Damn. But at least you knew, you know, you're doing something right.
Yeah, no, I knew. Yeah, for later on, I was just like, well, can't be pushing that fucking doorbell
Oh,
ringer and shit like that, or I'm gonna get clocked again. Like, I'm not trying to go to the hospital for. Sir, what are you here for? Yeah, my girlfriend just, I was doing my thing. I was tickling the clit, and she just
I was
beat.
playing the worst game of fucking. What is that
I was
one
playing
game?
Tap Tap Hero, and she beat my ass.
Oh my god, not Tap Tap Revenge.
Yeah.
Fucking playing fucking Operation in the most dangerous way.
Yeah, literally. Shoot. That's what I say. That shit dangerous. I didn't realize like y'all like females had reacted like to that and stuff. Because I knew at some point, like I started getting hints at it, like I would do some shit and they'd be like, oh, like their body would like jerk. They'd be like, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why you
Like we're possessed.
yeah, like I'm like, why the fuck are you? You look like your soul about to leave your body. She's talking about. I'm like, wait, calm down. What? Do I have to get holy water?
Oh,
Like, so.
oh my
And,
god.
but then, and me, like, once I actually figured out, I was just like, oh shit. I'm just like, girl, what's up, girl? What's good? What's good?
Stop
I know
that.
where your button at. And then the worst was like, if they had talked shit and whatnot, so you've been talking mad fucking game, and I said, oh, you've been talking mad game, huh? You've been talking about you gonna put it on me? That's perfect. Cause once I started with that foreplay, oh, she over here singing like she in choir. Oh shit.
Oh my god. It's so much warmer in my room now.
Yeah, so
Oh fuck.
yeah, man, yeah, fellas, get into foreplay. That shit is amazing. That shit is
Oh my
amazing.
god.
So,
I don't have a story like yours.
yeah. Oh, about a shitty dick. Yeah, good thing.
Dear God in heaven.
I do, but I don't like. I'm not hitting niggas. I did hit someone one time. It was like unintentional. It was
Like,
just like a
punched him?
reflex. I like slapped the dog shit out of him, and I didn't even mean to. It was just like a
Ooh.
reflex. Yeah, it was an accident. I apologize, but he's toxic because we kept fucking after it. It didn't matter. We kept fucking after
That's
it.
great right there.
God.
I started off pretty steady, and it was no complaints, chef's kiss, and then we started getting the zeros, and that's just this whack fucking dick. Like, oh my gosh, like just why am I here? Waste of a body. We're not counting him. We don't
Yeah.
count the whack ones. So
We don't count the one.
it was actually before I left Vegas and before I got in a relationship. And I met him like Memorial Day weekend in Vegas. So if you don't know, like weekends like Memorial Day weekend, spring break, Labor Day weekend, it brings out the most toxic people, the most trash people, the future motherfuckers. So that's what was out there. That's what was out there. But I had no complaints because I was like getting ready to move to Houston. So, nothing serious. So like I saw this guy and I was actually with my homegirl Z. Shout out to Z if you're watching, girl.
Hey, girl.
And hey girl. And we were scoping out the scene. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, what about him over there? And she's like, oh yeah. And then I picked out my little guy. So I'm like, yeah, bitch, like let's go talk to him. Cause I'm not like the average woman. Like I don't feel like it should only be men putting in an effort. Like, baby, if I see you and you're looking at her like, what's up? Like, hey, my name's Erica. I'm a nice young lady, I'm gonna let them know, yeah, I'm gonna have the filter on, I'm a nice young lady, and then well, if we get to that point, the freak will come out later. So I'm like, yeah, come on, bitch, let's go see what's popular then. So, I'm just chopping up and I'm real social. I'm not like awkward. So I'm just like, hey, my name's Erica. And we didn't hit it off, but like I was just, looking to have fun. So like we exchanged numbers and he had played like I don't know what it's called. It's basically like overseas basketball version of football in Vegas.
Oh, rugby.
So I like never heard of it. Yeah, I think it's like the fucking G League or some shit.
Oh.
So why is the nigga we're in the day club? Why is the nigga in there with a bum ass I think it was his leg, yeah. A bum ass leg, a whole fucking cast on his shit. You really toxic because you're supposed to be healing and you out here in these streets. But I was like, I'll take the challenge. I was like, I take the challenge. I don't see no boot. I don't see no boot. So I'm just
So
like,
you fucking
okay.
handicapped niggas.
Niggas
Damn.
I don't
are-
discriminate. Handicap niggas need love too.
I was about
honey.
to say,
Okay.
one leg niggas need
So-
love too.
Dude, this
right. So
This nigga
I
got a
don't even
handicap
know.
parking sticker.
Basically, I don't remember who initiated because it was so long ago. But basically like we met up, and he lived like out in the fucking boonies of Vegas. And when I mean the boonies, I lived in North Las Vegas before I left. This nigga lived by South Point. That's like leaving on the way to Cali. That's like leaving Vegas, leaving town.
Oh, that's far.
And I'm like,
That's far.
this part, and I'm like,
You
okay,
drove- You
Stop,
drove the
hold on.
entire city for
Hold
some
on.
dick. That's crazy.
Hold on. I've driven to another state for some dick. It's nothing. If it's big dick energy, I'll go, and that doesn't mean necessarily always size. It's in the mind too. If he can perform like big dick energy wise, and he gives us vibes and like is busting, I'm there. So, I've made that mission before. I used to. I don't even say I would talk to him because it was real brief. I used to casually see y'all know Mel Blount?
Who?
Mel Blount?
No, I don't
Y'all,
know.
you know
think
him?
so.
He used to play football for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Nah, it doesn't ring a bell. I would have to
Okay.
see. I would have to see a picture of him.
So he had a son. I used to see his son before he went and got drafted. And he was out there, but like it was worth it. Like it was busted, it was worth it. And then also like someone else who I ended up being a little bit friends with before I left. Him too, like he was on Henderson, but it was well worth the trip. And whenever I went over there, a bitch would get a massage, a bitch would get a free meal, nigga would cook afterwards. I'm fucking.
He would cook.
I got
after y'all
smoked
done?
out one time. Yeah, I got smoked out one time, and I don't even smoke. So I was just like, like Princess vibes. A bitch could stay the night, and it's nothing like that. I'm like, okay, see you next time. So
Damn.
if I'm making the move, it has to be worth it.
That's
So I'm
fair.
like, okay, this is the first link. I give you like one chance to redeem yourself because I'm not shallow. Like I give you one chance to redeem yourself, and if you don't tighten up after that, like I got to go because I'm not your girl. I don't love you. I don't have that much in me to be like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna give you no. It's tryouts, motherfucker. And if you don't show out and perform, like I'm sorry, I come to show out like it's the first and the last time that we're gonna be fucking. And if you're not coming like that, then you should have left me alone. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna see this nigga's tryouts. So like, I went over there, and real awkward, like not really setting the mood. I'm just like it's gonna be like a quick pump. Like I'm already knowing. Like just already it was like kind of off. So I was just like, okay, and like we get to like fucking and everything, and it was great. I was just like, okay. And he was an eater. I was like, okay, like it's great, it's busting. I stayed the night. No cuddling. Not everyone gets that privilege. No cuddling,
That's
and
crazy.
I left.
Because I'm a cuddler. If we fucking,
I don't cuddle with anyone.
Nah,
No,
if we fucking, we cuddling. Nah,
no.
you didn't. You
Like
didn't let me
nigga, don't
stick-
touch me.
You didn't let me stick this fucking hot link inside of you. I'm going cuddle.
Mhm.
Okay, I deserve some skin to skin because we already been skin to skin.
No,
I mean, your name
I
is
don't-
Cuddle
I don't cuddle
Sauce.
with
It
everybody.
is. I mean, it is in
I
the
don't-
name.
I'm a huge cuddler, but I don't cuddle with everybody.
I'm
Like
nah.
if I cuddle with you, I really fuck with you, or like nigga, you're big, and I want to cuddle with you. So like it was great. That was that, and I was like, okay, like I mean, at that time, I had options.
Mhm.
So like I would see him like here and there. Like I think we fucked maybe 3 times before I left. Like maybe 3 times. So like after that, it was like up here. So I was like, okay. And after that, it just started. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, Erica, like give him a chance. Y'all, at this point, I'm seasoned. I haven't been a virgin in a long time. Like I know what I'm doing. I know what sex game I have. I know the tricks. I'm secure and I'm confident with, my sexual performance and whatnot.
Right.
So, I go over there and it's just so whack. And I'm just like, well, maybe he's just having like an off day, like, the nigga's leg is busted. Like he is gimp. But I don't want to hear that shit because the one I was like casually seeing in Henderson, he was fucking me with like a broken leg, still showing out there was no difference. He was on the leg. Phenomenal.
Damn.
Phenomenal. He should take notes.
Wow.
So I'm just like, okay. And I'm like talking to my friends about, I'm like, I've had mostly like great dick. Like I'm really good at picking up on big dick energy. And I really usually get lucky. I really don't get whack ass dick. And I'm just like, bitch, I don't know what it is, but like that shit was whack. And I'm like, and it just keeps getting like lamer. And I'm not shallow, but the dick was small. It was a shrimp dick. I called him shrimp dick at that point, not to his
Wow.
face. And the group chat, he is shrimp dick. So I was just like, normally, like if you can work the shrimp and you
If
have
you can
some
work
some
the
good
shrimp.
head, if he can work his little shrimp and you have some good head, you're okay in my book. Because I'm more of a head person,
Technique.
anyways. I'm not so much sex.
Technique.
Technique.
Technique. Thank you. So it's
Technique.
levels. So I'm not just like, oh, like no, just because like sometimes the little shrimp can work it better than thickums. You know what I'm saying? So
She over there
so
patting the
I was
dick.
just like, okay, for real. So what was like the deal breaker for me is like we're not giving the same big dick energy we are in text. We're not doing what we said we're gonna do in text, and that's a problem. Don't say that. You don't have to say all that. I'm not asking you to say all that. Like, don't talk big game. Another thing, if he talks a lot about his sex game, that dick is whack. That dick might be small. If you're a talker, it's already whack. I don't need to know anything else. Because if you don't really say too much, like, yeah, the dick's phenomenal. So I had one of my friends was visiting in town and like we ended up like sleeping out. I think it was like Juneteenth weekend, and I ended up sleeping with him. And he's like really big. Like he's like 9 or 10 inches. Like, oh my gosh. That honestly, that's some of the best steak I've ever had. And I went from that, and then Shrimp Dick came and like called me like a couple days later. I asked him to come over. I'm just like, okay. So I went over there, and oh my God, like it was like, like,
The
and I
shrimp
was just
matured.
like, I no. I went from like what called a third leg to a Sharpie. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I don't know if it's like maybe because like he's so big, if maybe he like stretched out my walls that I couldn't feel what Shintig was doing. I
Oh,
couldn't feel it.
oh,
I couldn't feel it. And I was just like, oh my God. But like I'm very like aware of people's feelings and like I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm just like, oh my God, like I know this is gonna hurt his ego. I'm like, bitch, just act like you're into it. I did it, like
Damn.
just act like you're into it.
Damn.
Like just
and the
fake an orgasm.
Oscar
I've never
goes
faked an
to.
orgasm in my life. I've never faked an orgasm in my life until him. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So then after that, he just kept like blowing me up. And then I was like literally like one time like in my bed after a long day, bra off, scarf on, bonnet on. It's a wrap. I'm not face mask on, it's a wrap. You're not gonna see me. So like I'm on the phone with my friend. I'm just like, bro, he's like steady trying to get me to come over and fuck. And I was like, I'm not feeling that shit. Like I don't care. Like I like to have sex like the next person. But I'm just like, this shit was so whack. And like my problem too, I go rounds. Like I'm like an energizer bunny. And that nigga got tired. Now, at the time, I wasn't working out, but I had the stamina of someone that works out on the regular.
Oh, crackhead.
And you wouldn't be able to tell. Like a crack baby. He is a football player, right? Even though he has a bum leg. So he would go to rehab and he works out twice a day. Twice a fucking day. And I'm still outperforming him. Tell me how that makes sense. How does that make sense? And that was my problem. I was just like, my nigga, I'm not, and I said that like, I wasn't disrespectful like that, but I was just like, I'm vocal. Like, I don't have a filter. I'm vocal. about what I want. And so I'm just like, bro, like you already live. It was a cool 30 minutes for me. That's a move. That's gas. And I was like, you already live out in the boonies. If I'm driving out there, it has to be worth it. I'm just like, you don't even like go around and say, like, I'm not trying to be fucking all night. Then you're not for me. Bye. Who doesn't want to be fucking all night? That's the mood. That's the vibe. That's I'm like, yeah. At this point, it's a no for me. And I was just like, I don't even feel like it. But then I was just like, like I got to the point like I got like a little horny. So I was like, okay. So like I went and I'm like, I swear to God, like if he plays, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm done. Cause I already was just like, boo, tomato, boo, boo, corny, lame. You know, he was already about to be X'd out. So I went over there and it was just whack. Like we started fucking on the couch and like I was like riding, so I got like a knee burn from the couch. Like I got like a couch burn. I was just like, oh fuck. But you know, I'm playing that shit off. Yeah, I got a spicy knee. I'm playing that shit off. And so like once again, it's just fucking whack. Like literally, I was laying there, I could have cried. It was so whack. I've never had that's probably like the wackest dick I've ever had in my life. And I really don't get whack dick.
Glad we don't have this nigga name because
I'm going into detail because cut ties, he has no way of seeing this. So it was just so like I could have cried. Like seeing it, I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to fake orgasm like never again in life. And so he once again, we're not doing what we said we're gonna do through text. I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this nigga. Like if I stay over, we already fucked like the night before, we're fucking again. And that's not like, oh, I'm trying to get my weight. Like I'm not gonna come over and we're not about to like rounds, baby, like rounds. You deserve rounds. You know?
Baby, come through.
There is no way. Yeah. Now, if it's a quickie, that's another story. But like, I'm staying the night, and I already told you. I told him I was just like, I really wasn't trying to get out of my bed. I told him like, if it's not this, I'm not trying to like get out of my bed. Period. I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna go over there. So he's like, no, please, like fucking begging for it. I was like,
oh, yeah,
like, I guess.
Yeah, he said.
Yeah. I was just like, okay. So like, of course, I went. I showed out, of course. And I'm just like, this shit is whack. So like he promised me, like he tapped out early. I don't tap out really. If I tap out, you're really doing it. So he tapped out early, and then like I was just like, I had a fucking attitude. Like, yeah, like you're not fucking me right, and you're like, being the little engine that couldn't. So he's like, oh, I'll give you more in the morning. I'll give you more in the morning. I'm like, yeah, nigga, we gonna see. So the morning comes. Why is this nigga on the phone with his mama? And I'm just sitting here, I'm just like, he'll never touch me again. I'm never coming over here again. I'm never fucking this man again. He's never feeling this pussy again. I'm done. Because at that point, I was about to go to Houston, like, I think in like 2 months, like a month or two, like maybe a month and a half. And I was just like, no. Like, this shit is so, I could cry about it. Like, worst dick ever. So I leave. And he's fiending again. He's like blowing me up. And so I act like I didn't see the shit. Like I turned my receipts off. But I act like I didn't see it. I'm like, I'm trying to let him down gently. And the bitch just keeps coming back. And I'm just like, bro, like I don't want to fuck anymore. Like I'm trying to, but I'm not interested anymore. And he would
take the fucking hints.
He would, y'all. This is how much like we're just thinking with our dicks. It is fine to just want to fuck, but like you got to be smooth about it and like have a swag with it. It was so bogus. Like he'd be like, I haven't fucked you in a while. Like dead ass verbatim. That's what the man said. Wow. Ain't fucked you in a minute. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, nigga, like it's for a reason. I'm not doubling back. Change. I'm not circling the block. Yeah, I'm not circling the block. I'm not doubling back. That dick was whack. I'm good. Like I had enough. You're the little engine that couldn't. Okay, you're the little engine that couldn't, and we all know it now. So I'm just like, okay. And then niggas sending me googly eyes, and I was trying to be nice and spare his feelings. I was just like, so I lied. I wasn't supposed to leave to Houston until August. I lied and told the man I left a month early.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Am I a bad person?
No, not really.
But don't come over here. Okay, he set the bar really high. What the fuck happened? You need Viagra? Like, what the fuck happened? I'm sorry if I sound like a bitch, but what the fuck happened? The little engine that couldn't. The little shrimp dick.
Little baby dick.
Little.
Pinkies
But
out.
if you have a little size and you can work that shrimp and your head's phenomenal, you have a chance. But if you're like little shrimp, little dick, no, you're getting thrown the fuck out.
Right. So one last question before we go off the air for tonight, because we've been at this for 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, we've been this probably
Nah.
like our longest episode.
I am tired after laughing my ass off.
So and this is more like I guess a personal question, but as far as you look at it, do you think that there is an importance in being a grower or a shower? Like, do you think that they should be comparable? Do you think that like one is better than the other? You know, like what's your opinion on like that? Because it's kind of, you know, like what really got the gears turning is the shrimp dick thing. You know what I'm saying? Was like, was he a shower but he was a shrimp dick, or was like he a grower into a shrimp dick? You know, there's two very different things. Because, you know, if you're a grower into a shrimp dick, then you would like extra small shrimp going into a medium-sized shrimp, you know?
That means genetics were not on your side.
Yeah,
Grower.
exactly not.
Grower into the shrimp dick.
Oh!
But like the first time it didn't matter because like he gave BDE the first time. He gave basic energy, so I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I don't even care. Like it's fine.
But it's like putting like a bead into a dryer. You know?
Yeah, and I'm just like, so I don't know if it's like maybe I think it made things worse for him when like I had third leg and then I had him after, because he like sometimes you can expand the walls, so he expanded it, I'm pretty sure, because it went from I could feel it, I really couldn't, it wasn't hitting nothing. I was just like, what's going on? In my head, I'm like having a conversation with myself. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is trash. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, like I was, just to get through it, I imagine it was the third leg just to get through
tripod.
it. I had to because my face would have said it. Like, it's just trash.
Yeah, nah, damn, that's rough on him. Yeah, the reason I ask, because like, you know, it's kind of crazy because we've gotten to a point where like a lot of people think, like, when as far as like dick size go, is, you know, it's always like what the first impression is. So back then, like, you know, when I first experienced sex, I used to always get, well, you don't look like you have a big dick. Honestly, you look like
you can tell by the way a guy walks.
Yeah, you would look like you're a solid 4 inches. Like you look like you're about average. And I'm like, joke's on you, cause when this jack come out this box, you gonna be shocked. When this jack comes out this box, you gonna be shocked. Okay.
Once you pop, you don't stop.
Like, and after that, be like, what the fuck? I wasn't expecting that. And I'm like,
yeah,
obviously, because you're out here. You didn't caught this po' boy. Okay, you didn't caught this $5 foot long. Okay, so with that being said, like, don't stop being judgmental about growers and shower. I'm gonna be the first to say it. I am a grower. I am proud of my growing stage. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sizable as a grower, but once I hit my final form, once I turn it into black freezer, it's over. Your walls are over and shit. You know, I got two kids out of it, so like that should be proof enough. You know what I'm saying? I was in there like stirring that pot. It sounded like mac and cheese. And shit.
I will say a lot of people don't know. It depends on like who the person is. But the dick doesn't grow to the same size every time. Like how aroused like the guy is, it can go from like different sizes. Like it'll be different. It's not always gonna be the same every time. So like let's say if it's like, I don't know, like Beyonce and
some hoe off the street.
Say, so some hoe off the street, And like, he really like Beyonce, like she turned him on more. The dick's gonna be bigger and
Yeah.
more girthy versus like some hoe off the streets is
Dude, like,
mid.
feel like, hey.
This is
Yeah.
just a paycheck.
So yeah, I feel like a lot of people like forget that and forget like it's not about the size because like some guy is really scary. You never know, it's like a gamble, but like some guys will be big and just don't know how to work it. It's like such a waste of a dick.
Yeah.
Sorry, what it is. It's like,
such
like for
wasted meat.
what?
So,
Yeah, I'm just like, this is ghetto. I hate it here.
yeah. I mean, on the vice versa of that, like, I do think that, like, some females don't know how to use their vagina. Like, some of them just lay on their back and just be like, fuck me. You know what I'm
You
saying?
can't be
Like,
lazy.
nah,
You
yeah,
gotta
don't be
work.
lazy. Girl, you better wrap these legs around me. You better scare me for my life and shit like
It's
that.
a marathon.
Best grab that
'cause
lamp.
If,
It's
yeah,
a
because if you wrap
marathon.
them legs around me, first thing I'm thinking is, oh shit, she want me to drop these kids to daycare and one of them might come back. But like, like, don't just lay there during sex. Like,
Yeah.
like
You gotta
and I'm
show
not-
out, do your part.
Yeah, do your thing, girl. Shoot. And I want you to hit me with
Mhm.
some shit I ain't never experienced before. I want
Let them know what your mama made.
Yeah, I want her to be like, I'm trying to do the helicopter. Girl, what's that? Like, I want you to say some shit and make me go, huh? What you about to do? Shoot, 21, can you do something?
Can you-
21.
21.
For man.
Like,
Can you knock them
yeah,
out?
but as a female, like, I definitely want my, like, my partner to like do things sexually, just like, and it's a matter of just like keeping it interesting, keeping it hot, keeping it like me aroused and shit like that. Because,
Spicy.
yeah, if we're doing the same thing every single time, we'll get bored of it, but
Mhm.
in the same vein, like, I can't, like, if you're just sitting there and just moaning and shit like that and not doing anything, if you ain't tightening up them lips, what are you doing? You got 2 free vice grips down there.
We
Use them.
call that a pillow princess.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. Shoot,
Mhm.
I'm a king. I don't fuck princesses, okay? So please, you use your weapons. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people,
Mhm.
pussy is the most powerful weapon on the planet. Pussy will literally make a man change his opinion, okay, about anything and everything.
Pussy built this country, pussy will tear it down.
That's crazy.
Yeah, pussy will be the reason why we walk into World War III. So, like,
Probably.
with that being said, like, use your tools in your arsenal, and fellas, do the same. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, you can get
Mhm.
flexible.
Be open-minded.
And before we wrap this shit up, I would like to say, don't be scared to moan, fellas. Moan. Sing in their fucking ear.
Some women like that. Like, moan, bitch. But we don't say that, but
Yeah. Shit,
Let
man,
me
moan.
hear how
I'm
much
singing,
you like this.
like, girl, I'm about to sing in your ear. Shoot, she got my mind on this pussy. Like, I'm singing. Shoot, when I'm done, be whoo. Shit, you didn't work my thighs and my vocal cords. So, but
Damn.
what a crazy conversation. What a crazy episode,
boy.
man. But we gonna go ahead and call it a fucking night and shit. I shouldn't say fucking night.
I know now we've been talking about sex so long, I guess it's time to go have some, huh?
Yep. If you watching, my wife, just know I'm about to put it on you.
You about to get out this call, go eat some goddamn ice cream and call
Seriously,
Well,
we set the
ice cream and go
mood.
eat
We
pussy.
set the mood.
But
We set
thanks
the
for
mood.
watching on this episode of the Sauce Talks. Of course, you can catch us on the socials and stuff. Next week, it's gonna be me and Ray rocking the show, and we might have a returnee and stuff. We won't see Erica for the next 2 weeks, actually. So,
Yeah, next week.
but we'll be back. We have one more episode, and then remember, for Halloween we will not have an episode this year. Some of us will be drinking Hennessy on said night and whatnot.
Oh fuck.
I will be in Michigan.
Yeah, others will be in Michigan, so we won't have an episode for the weekend of Halloween and stuff. So this will be our last episode before we take like a 1-week break. But
So do some spooky shit.
yeah, so do some spooky shit and enjoy your spooky nights and shit. And
Get some
remember, you know,
spooky dick.
you can catch all of these episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all that. And I always post polls and stuff. So you know, when you listen to the episode, you can also reply to us. I do check out these polls, like, so I would like to read a few on the show and shit like that. So, other than that, that's pretty much it. And you know, I'm gonna Erica, this is your run, so I'm gonna have you take us out, close us out, girl. Oh my god!
Not the Birdman. She Birdman.
I'm just playing. All right, well, see y'all in 2 weeks. It's been real. I hope all the prudes left the building because it's been very R-rated for the last 2 hours.
Oh, shit.
And I hope y'all enjoyed the sex therapy. If y'all have questions, y'all want a part 2, let us know.
Yeah, very. Yeah, so
Because this is fun.
But that being said, you know, keep it saucy. Oh shit! Oh fuck! That's one of my weakest chair rotations. So y'all have a good night and use protection. Don't be making babies out there.
Yeah.
Unless that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
We don't need no more babies.
No more babies.
Only make a baby if you intend to do that shit.
Okay. I was not swallowing kids.
Yeah. Shoot. Yeah.
Ain't no shame in swallowing. Wait a minute.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Put them kids on the couch.
Just don't gag.
Peace.
Just
Fuck.
don't gag.
I want to gag. I want to joke.
Ah!